The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Alongside Carson Newman women's basketball coach Mike Mincy, I'm Michael Watring, and this is the Eagles Sports Network. Carson Newman picked to win the South Atlantic Conference. 10 of the 11 first-place votes. And, Coach, no surprise that you're picked to win the league. You have your 4 starters back, 4 all-conference picks as well in that regard. Probably a top-5 team to begin this season. Last year, you were picked 4th, and you end up winning the league, going 32-3 to the Elite Eight. Now you have those expectations on your shoulders. You've kind of been in the middle of the pack in those expectations the last few years. How do you want your team to handle being picked as the preseason favorites?
You know, you've already said, it wasn't really a surprise to us, and we kind of knew, like back in May, it wasn't going to be a surprise that we would probably be a favorite to win our league this year. And so it's just something we've been talking about, that whatever our work ethic was last year, how hard we worked in the summer, certainly in preseason, we're going to have to notch it up a little bit, because for about half the season last year, I think we kind of snuck up on people. And then this year, obviously, the bullseye is much, much bigger on our back. And, in terms of our program, it's been a while since we've been in this scenario to where we're the defending champs, and every game people are going to bring their best. Their scouting reports are going to be probably better, and the players know who they're playing. And especially early on, if we're top 5 team in the country, that's a feather in everybody's cap if they can try to get a win against us. So the kids, we've talked about it a lot, and I think they understand that they're going to have to bring it every day in practice, certainly every game. You can't have a bad day, because most teams that we're going to play against us are going to probably play one of their better games just because of who they're playing.
I mentioned that group of 4. It's just the second time in the history of the league that a team has put 4 players on a preseason all-conference list. What do you expect from that group? Because last year they were so good, so talented. How do they improve this year?
I mean, when you look at what we were able to accomplish last year from a win total and then from a statistical total, can they match that, especially with the expectations that are on them and how people are going to be coming at them? I don't know. I mean, they are very good. They're very good players. We're very blessed to have them. We talked about that all year last year, and they've been showing that in these preseason practices and our one scrimmage, that they are very good and they are very talented. So I think the thing is, we need to stay healthy. I think that's for everybody. We need to keep key players healthy, and if we can do that, I think they're capable of having a very similar year. I'm not making predictions or any of that kind of stuff, but I think night in and night out, especially the 4 that you're talking about, they're going to be very good basketball players, and they're probably going to carry our team.
You get North Carolina and Tennessee in the exhibition season. While they might not approach it like an NCAA tournament game or like it's a huge game, they probably circled it for a long time because it is their first games of the year. How do you want your team to handle those big scenarios to kind of set the stage for the high expectations for your group this year?
Well, I think we talked about it before, going to Carolina. In years past, it was, I hope we can get out without getting embarrassed and those kind of things. And we may still do that. I don't know. But I think that we're much better now. And obviously with the year that we had last year, the culture is different in terms of how we think about ourselves and how we can compete against teams. And, Carolina's got 2 all-ACC selections. And, of course, they got 2 really good players coming back from injuries. I mean, it's going to be a real challenge for us. But, we want that challenge. We want to be able to go over and put ourselves against an ACC opponent like North Carolina that's well coached and is going to put us in, weird scenarios that maybe we wouldn't even see at the Division II level. And so it's helping us in our prep. Always has helped us in our preparation. We got to prepare differently for Carolina, say for Tennessee, and then by the time we get to Division II competition, we've about covered everything that we're going to see, because out of those 2 teams in particular, we're going to see different things out of them. And if our preparation's not good, then we can't be competitive. But I think prep's been good. We got 2 more days before we go and play at Carolina. And it's like I told them, we're going over there as if it's a regular season game, and we're trying to win the game. Our subbing is going to be just like it's a regular season game, to the point where we don't know if we'll play everybody, just depending on how the flow of the game is going. So we're looking forward to going over there. As always, it's a great experience for our kids, and we're going to try and be as dang competitive as possible.
We talked about it in the schedule release interview, the fact that 9 of 11 outside of their first 2 games of the year are on the road in the first semester. Well, if you could fast forward to that beginning of December, outside of maybe wins and losses, what do you want to see your group be at? Is it adding that little bit of depth in terms of some of the Ashton Weichel coming back and some of the rookies, or what do you want to see from your group through that first half of the season?
Well, I think right now, we lost Jekka and we lost Stubby, and those were 2 key cogs to our team, not from a scoring standpoint necessarily, but just in what they brought elsewhere in all the other statistical categories. So we're still working on our rotation. We know we got 4 returning starters back. We're still looking for that 5th starter. I mean, right now Addison Bird has kind of been in there a little bit, and not to start naming names, but in terms of a big right now, Caroline Harville has kind of put herself out there to be that first big off the bench, or possibly even start. So I think getting that rotation is really key to try to figure out how deep we're going to go. Last year we finished up playing about 7, toward the end of the year, going into the Elite 8. And I would rather go a little bit more than that, whether we go 9, 10, or 11. I think we can. I mean, right now we've got 15 healthy bodies, and we got 15 people that can play. I'm not going to play 15. So whether we go 8, 9, 10, or 11 deep, that's kind of what we're looking for. And then, we talk about it all the time, we're on the road a lot. And of course, we play our scrimmage on the road. We got Carolina on the road, Tennessee on the road, so we're on the road quite a bit. But I think they're okay with that. We lost, 2 games on the road all last year, and it's only going to prepare us better for our conference play. And certainly if you can get wins out of those games, it just helps you in terms of that regional and trying to make it to the NCAA tournament.
Coach, appreciate the time. Best of luck this year.
Thank you, Michael.
East Carson Newman women's basketball coach Mike Mincy. I'm Michael Watring, and this is the Eagle Sports Network.